Good day, and welcome to Hiroshima University's English Podcast.
広島大学イングリッシュポッドキャスト異文化ディスカッションへようこそ。この番組異文化ディスカッションでは広島大学に学ぶ留学生をゲストに招き、東広島での学生生活や身近な話題について英語で話してもらいます。ロシア出身のエレイナとアンドレイをお迎えしてのトークも最終回となりました。今回の話題はロシアと日本、ここが似ている、ここが違う。聞き手は広島大学のジョー・ラウアーさんです。それではごゆっくりどうぞ。
Hi everyone, thanks again for coming to our cross-culture talk today. I'm Joe, and it's a great pleasure for us again to greet our two guests from Russia, Andre.Hi. And Elena.
Hello, guys.
Right. And first, can you tell us a little about your families, Andre? How many brothers and sisters do you have, like that?
So I have two brothers. One is older than me.
Okay.
He lives in St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay.
And the other, my brother, is only 5 years old.
5 years old. Wow,
Yeah.
so big range.
Yeah.
Okay, what does he do in St. Petersburg?
In St. Petersburg, my brother used to study at university, and now he works there.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, good.
And also I have, of course, parents.
Okay, good. And Elena, how about your family?
I also have two brothers,
Okay.
but they're older than me.
Uh-huh.
Their names are Valery and Sergey.
Okay.
Yeah, and Valery is 38 and
38?
38.
Oh, okay.
30,
A
yeah,
little bit
and-
above you? Okay.
Yeah, and Sergey is 35.
35, so both of them are quite a bit older than you. Good. Well, how are they unique, your brothers? Do they do something that's unique, do you think?
Yeah, because all my brothers are scientists.
Oh,
like,
really?
Like my parents.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Wow.
And one of my brothers is a doctor of technical doctor.
Okay.
A doctor of technical science. I
Okay,
can
technical
say.
science of some
Yeah,
kind? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
some kind of it. Yes, and the other of my brother, he is an ecologist.
Okay,
So-
and an ecologist.
Ecologist.
So kind of
yes.
protecting the environment
Yeah.
like that? Okay, good. Okay, today we're talking about something very interesting, Russia and Japan and the similarities and differences between them. First of all, can you tell us how long have you been in Japan? About
About a couple of months.
a couple of months, each of you?
About 1.5 months.
1.5 months, good. And how long will you be here? How much longer? Just a couple more months or what?
Yeah, a couple of months till February.
Okay, good. So you've had a chance to see Japan in a way. One big question here is, what do you like about Japan? Any examples?
I think I like everything about Japan. First of all, it's nature and infrastructure in the cities.
Okay, so nature, you mean, have you gotten into the mountains or something?
No, but I can see the nature from any place where
Right, a lot of trees everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful trees, maples,
Yes,
and so on.
good. And Elena, what do you like about Japan?
I was in Miyajima last
Okay,
weekend, and it was a wonderful trip.
okay.
And I really love the atmosphere of temples and shrines in Japan. And I love philosophy of people in Japan,
Okay.
like Confucianism, Buddhism, and etc.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm fond of learning more and more about religions all over the world. So
Yeah. It makes you want to study more about religion. Good point. And is there anything you don't like about Japan that you don't think is so good, for example?
I think that sometimes people are trying too hard to look polite.
Oh.
Yes, and I think it's not common in European countries, but maybe in Japan it's alright, but for me it looks a little bit odd.
Okay, so they're trying to be polite. But are they polite? Are they being polite?
Yes, I
or
think
they're too polite. Too
Sometimes
polite.
they're too polite.
So they're working too hard to be polite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely...
Anything that you don't like so much about Japan?
Yeah, definitely agree with Andrei because I hate fake smiles.
Oh, fake smiles? Okay.
Yes, but people in Japan are always smiling.
People are always smiling?
Yeah, and they're always too polite. So
okay, so it seems like almost too nice. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's get to our main topic today, the similarities and differences between Japan and Russia. First of all, do you think there are more similarities or are there more differences? What do you think?
There are more differences.
More differences? How about Andrei?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, more differences. What? Any examples of differences that come to mind? You already said one. Good. Any other things that are different, for example?
For example, bread.
Bread?
Because there is no black bread in Japan.
Okay. It's only one style kind of in Japan, right? But in Russia, there are different types?
Yeah, there are a great amount of types of bread. And I can't see in Japan a lot of types of food that we have in Russia, for example.
You cannot see or you can see?
I can't.
You cannot see?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to me, frankly speaking, because I used to have Russian food.
One thing we heard last month on the talk was that there are a lot of soups in Russia. Any other different types of food?
Okay, for example, cheese.
Cheese, okay.
And for example, olives.
Okay, so there's different varieties of cheese in Russia?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes,
and olives, Japan too. I would like to eat more olives too. They have them in Japan, but they're very expensive, right?
And there is no black olives in Japan.
Oh, black olives, right.
Yes.
Good point. Right.
But in Russia we have them.
Okay. Any other food differences?
I think in Russia we have everything, and we have some Japanese food, but here in Japan there is not such a wide range of food in supermarket. You can find some interesting Japanese products, but you can't find the food from all over the world.
That's right. Good point. Okay. Okay, anything else besides food that's different? For example, I don't know, families or anything, or school? Anything that comes to mind?
Okay, maybe one thing about supermarkets or something like that, because there are a lot of goods that are outside of supermarket. And nobody takes them. And it's strange because if the situation will be in Russia, people...
So people just take it.
I think so.
Okay, kind of steal. It's called stealing, right?
Yes. And frankly speaking, for Russian people, it's strange. And something like with bicycles, they are just stand, even in keys inside them.
Okay. So,
for example, in Russia, I'm afraid of... stand my bicycle just without keys or without...
Okay, right. The bikes are stolen a lot. Actually, in Japan, too, my bike has been stolen a few times. Right, so you gotta be careful in Japan, too. Any other differences?
And also about Japan, I think what is interesting is attitude to umbrellas in Japan.
Okay.
Because Japanese people can use their umbrellas, for example, only once, and they just throw it away. As if it was some kind of garbage or something.
Okay.
Yes, I think in Russia and in other countries, people try to use umbrellas many times. As many as possible.
Do they even have these plastic cheap umbrellas in Russia, do you think?
Yes, we have, but...
You have it, but people try to reuse it as much as possible. I think Japanese also try to reuse it, usually. No? Okay, yes, maybe. How about education? Any differences in the schools, or do you think things are basically the same? Universities, anything?
Maybe universities are basically the same, but as for schools, it's like uniform. In Russia, we don't have it.
Okay, in Russia, students don't really have uniforms.
And in Russia, we can have some makeup as for women.
Right.
Yes.
And Japanese university students don't really wear makeup, right? Right, that's interesting.
And...
In Russia, we used to have school uniform, but now we had a break like for 20 years.
Oh.
And now, I think a couple years ago, government established school uniform again.
Okay.
And every school can choose the uniform which is suitable for their students.
Okay, I see. How about university, the teachers and the amount of studying, are they basically the same or are they different? What do you think? From what you've seen it from teachers in Japan.
Maybe Japanese teachers are more friendly and maybe they feel free with us.
Okay.
And they even can invite us for some parties to drink together and something like that. But in Russia, no. In Russia, teachers think that they are higher than students.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right.
I think in Japan the same. There is some kind of hierarchy. But
in Japan they have hierarchy too, students, teachers, but
sometimes they can call students to drink something like that.
That's right, they'll drink with the students. How about in Russia? The teachers don't really drink with the students?
I think in Russia it's not
pretty
possible.
Rare?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or almost impossible. Wow.
Impossible, yes.
Whoa.
Because I think that if teacher drinks with the students, they can be retired or something.
Okay. Okay, I see that. How about families? Your image of Japanese families compared to Russian families, basically the same or different? What do you think?
Russian families have a lot of children. For example, our families
each of you.
have 3 children.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but in Japanese it's not common thing, and they have 1 or maybe 2
that's right.
children.
Okay.
Yeah, and some strange thing about Japanese family for Russian people that Japanese children sleep with their parents until they're 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's weird for me just because I slept all my childhood in another room and in another bed, of course.
Okay.
And in Russia, children don't sleep with their parents, and they leave their parents' houses when they're 20 or 22. For example,
in Russia?
Yes.
Okay.
For example, I'm 19 and I don't live with my parents.
That's right. Yeah. So you think that Japanese stay with their parents even longer in a way?
Yeah, even
until the end of university, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I think it's quite similar to Russian families, but I think that the hierarchy is stronger than in Russian families, because I think in Japan the head of the family is of course father or the one who is the oldest male in the family.
Okay.
But in Russia everything nowadays is solved by talking to each other, and I think there is no such...
Okay, the hierarchy is not quite so strong.
Yeah.
You think, yeah.
That's the case.
So in a way in Japan it's good because they're respecting the parents a lot. In Russia, do they respect the parents a lot?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Of course.
I think that
So that's
Russian
kind of the
children
same.
respect their parents very much.
Yeah.
Maybe especially mother.
Especially the mother in a way?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And frankly speaking, women make a lot of important decisions in families. Maybe.
Yeah. Women really make important decisions.
And
actually in Japan too, I think that's kind of the same. Yes, the women are stronger than you think in Japan. It's true. Okay, today we've seen that according to Andre and Elena, there are a lot of differences, and we just had a chance to touch on it. All of you out there, you should try to go to Russia. And if you have a friend there and you can stay with the family, you can really see what are some other more a little subtler differences, right? You recommend that they go and stay with a friend, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's right. Thank you everyone for coming, and we hope to see you next time. We'll have an exciting talk for you next time. Have a good month, and bye-bye everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
いかがでしたか？食生活や学生生活を中心に、ロシアと日本の共通点や違いについて語ってもらいました。お二人とも日本が大好きで留学しているわけですが、ロシア人の目から見た日本はいろいろと興味深いようですね。 子供をなるべく早く親から独立させようとするあたり、ロシアも欧米的な個人主義の価値観の国であることがよくわかります。エレイナとアンドレイの話、皆さんはどのようにお感じになったでしょうか。それでは次回の異文化ディスカッションまでごきげんよう。